Good afternoon. Greg here from G-Dog Sports. Hope everybody's having a happy new year. So we have 5 college bowl games on the schedule today, and with just 2 remaining, take a look at the Ohio State Buckeyes versus the Utah Utes, who are matched up in the 108th edition of the Rose Bowl today in Pasadena, California. Now, Ohio State had aspirations of playing in the national championship, while Utah finally gets to play at that famous New Year's Day paradise. Now, the number 6 Buckeyes look to cast away disappointment, and the number 11 Utes will try to channel their exuberance today. However, the Buckeyes are playing today's game without 24 scholarship players who have either opted out, been injured, or entered the transfer portal since the end of the regular season. Utah 10-3 is playing in the Rose Bowl for the first time since joining the Pac-12 for the 2011 season, while this is a 16th trip for the Buckeyes. The Utes also arrive as one of the hottest teams in the nation with 6 straight wins and 9 in their past 10 games. They pounded the hell out of Oregon by margins of 31 and 28 points late in the season, the latter in the Pac-12 title game. I was on both of those games. That was awesome. Anyway, Utah's slow start prevented them from having a college football playoff case, but they currently fall in that category of teams you definitely don't want to face. Now, the Buckeyes 10-2 were good most of the season, but a loss to Michigan in the regular season finale prevented them from playing in the Big Ten title game and knocked them out of championship contention. Along with it came questions about Ohio State's will to win. Now, the Buckeyes are 8-7 in Rose Bowl appearances. The current squad is prolific on offense as they lead the nation in both scoring offense at 45.5 points a game and total offense at 551 yards per game. Now, quarterback C.J. Stroud finished 4th in the Heisman Trophy balloting and passed for 3,862 yards, as well as 38 touchdowns against 5 interceptions. Running back Travion Henderson rushed for 1,165 yards and 15 touchdowns, and Jackson Smith led the Buckeyes in receiving with 80 receptions for 1,259 yards and 6 TDs. But Ohio State will be without receivers Garrett Wilson, who was good for 70 catches and 1,058 yards and 12 touchdowns, and Chris Olave, who had 65 catches, 936 yards, along with 13 TDs. They all opted out of the game today. 2 other Buckeyes, offensive lineman Nicholas Petit-Frere and defensive lineman Haskell Garrett, also have opted out of this bowl game. Now, Utah will attempt to slow the Buckeyes behind Lloyd, who recorded 22 tackles for loss, including 8 sacks, had 4 interceptions this season as well. The Utes limited 4 of their past 5 opponents to just 13 points or fewer. Now, Utah quarterback Cameron Rising is throwing for 2,279 yards and 18 touchdowns against only 5 interceptions. Tavion Thomas has rushed for 1,041 yards and 20 touchdowns, while Britton Covey returned 2 punts for scores while averaging 14.7 yards per return. Now, Utes coach Kyle Whittingham became the school's leader in all-time victories with 144 when his team rolled over Oregon in the Pac-12 title game. Utah also was 11-3 in bowl games under Whittingham, despite dropping their last 2. The Buckeyes won the lone previous meeting with the Utes 64-6 way back in 1986. Now, the line on this game opened with Ohio State as an 8-point favorite, and the spread is now the Buckeyes 4.5 with about 30 minutes to go here before kickoff. I see 59% of the tickets along with 67% of the money on the Buckeyes. Now, I personally really like the Utes here, so I'm definitely taking the points. I also like the line movement that seems to agree with me. Now, the total opened at 65 and is at 63.5 with 52% of the tickets and 64% of the money on the under. So that being said, actually on the over, I'm sorry. But that being said, the line has come down when it should have moved up. So I'm definitely leaning under here based on what I see, although I don't have an official play on the total. As always, you can get all of my college football plays by becoming a VIP or taking advantage of promos I run regularly. I do have plays on every major American sport and offer VIP services for $2.99 a month, $99 a week, or $69 for a weekend pass, which has you covered Friday through Sunday. You can find me online at gdogsports.com, as well as on Twitter at gdogsports, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitch as well. Thanks again for tuning in. Enjoy the game.